Hey everybody, welcome to a presentation of Century League Baseball. This is the fictional set that I just purchased from Play.com that focuses on baseball in a simpler time back in the early 20th century. And it's a fictional set much like the Baseball America set, but like I said, it's focused on days of bygone years back when baseball was probably a little more pure. And it comes with 9 teams. I chose 8. It's designed, I think Keith said it's designed to choose 8 teams and use team 9 or one of the other teams as a free agent pool or minor league system and whatnot. So what I've done is I've created a 8-team league, 2 divisions, 4 teams in each league, a north and a south. And since I live on the East Coast in the Mid-Atlantic region, I took 1 team from each state, or each state is represented 1 time for the 8 teams. Not every state, but 8 different states are represented. And I separated them by the states geographically, north and south. So even though maybe some teams from New Jersey are in the, you would consider that to be north, it's actually in our league, or in my league, it's going to be in the south because the other teams are much further north. So we'll go ahead and I'll introduce all the teams, and these are just simply team 1 through team 8, but I've given them names and places just to make it more interesting and make it easier to keep up with instead of always calling it team 1 or team 2. So we'll start with the North Division. I'll go backwards. We'll start with the North Division. Team 8, and Team 8 is from Keene, New Hampshire. That's Keene, Keene, New Hampshire. And I was trying to figure out a good name for them. I thought about Peaches for Peachy Keen, but then Tabletop Earl suggested Observers, so I went with that. So they are the Keene Observers, and that's my little logo for the Keene Observers. They're keeping their eye on everything. They are Team 8, and they actually played last night and lost in a tough 12-inning battle against Team 1 from Hoboken. So that's Team 8. Team 7 is from Sandwich, Massachusetts. Don't know how close that is to Steve Towers' neck of the woods, although I know he's up from that area. But Sandwich, Massachusetts, and there were all kinds of different thoughts on the nickname for a team from Sandwich. I thought of sandwich boards like they used to walk around the streets with, eat at Joe's kind of thing. But then, again, maybe a deference to Tenacious Earl or Tabletop Earl. I looked it up, and there's an Earl of Sandwich. So we're going to call these the Sandwich Earls. And there's one of the photos of one of the Earls of Sandwich. So they're the Sandwich Earls. They're kind of a high society kind of team, Blue Bloods, if you want to call it that. So that's Team 7. Team 6 is from Mystic, Connecticut. Mystic, M-Y-S-T-I-C. And they are known, I looked up, and they are known for their pizza. And, of course, there was a movie called Mystic Pizzas, although that was kind of a chick flick. But anyway, I went ahead and went with Mystic Pizza. So that's their team nickname, the Mystic Pizzas. They are Team 6. Team 5 is kind of interesting. They're from Chepachet, Rhode Island. I tried to find an obscure town in Rhode Island, and I think I found one. Chepachet, that's C-H-E-P-A-C-H-E-T, Chepachet, Rhode Island. And I had to, Google and find out what in the world is significant about Chepachet, Rhode Island. Well, they actually had a thing back in 1841 and 1842 called the Dorr Rebellion. That is D-O-R-R. I forget the gentleman's first name that led that, but it had to do with voting districts and something to do with the voting in Rhode Island. But they actually had what was called a Dorr Rebellion. So I'm calling this team the Chepachet Doors. And the only thing I could find out when I pulled it up was this little logo. I'm going to try to find a better logo than this, but that was the picture that came up for the Dorr Rebellion. So not very good, but I'll find something maybe later on to take care of that. All right, so that's Team 5. Now I'll switch over to the South Division. That was the North Division, obviously. We'll slip over to the South Division, and we're looking at Team 1, which is from Hoboken, New Jersey, and Hoboken is the team that just beat Keene, Team 1 versus Team 8 matchup last night. And Hoboken, I was trying to think of what would be a good name for Hoboken. And then I was watching on TV, they had the movie Tombstone on. And whenever that comes on, I always sit down and at least watch a little bit of it because it's just such a good movie. And then I thought about the catchphrase from that movie. And so I don't usually like alliteration in team names, but I made the exception this time. They're going to be the Hoboken Huckleberries. The Hoboken Huckleberries, and there you go. I'm your Huckleberry. So the Hoboken Huckleberries, and they're 1-0 because they did beat Keene last night. Team 2 is in deference to my current hometown, which is in Dinwiddie, Virginia, which is just outside of Petersburg, just south of Richmond by about 20 minutes. So there were a couple of things I could choose there, but I actually went with the high school nickname, which is the Generals, and it's really in deference to the Civil War generals because we have a lot of Civil War history down here. So when I printed this logo, I probably should have tried to find one of the Civil War, but actually this looks like the guy that sells insurance, if you know what I mean. So anyway, it's the Dinwiddie Generals. They are team number 2. And I guess I should try to be like, their main manager since it's my home area. But anyway, I'll try to be impartial if I can. All right, the next team, team number 3, is from Millville, Delaware. And I asked Tenacious Earl if he knew where that was. And I think he said he's heard of it before, but hasn't ever been there. I believe they're kind of on the coast, and they're known for their sawmills and their wood production. Sending out timber and so forth. So I thought the logical name for them would be the Millville Lumberjacks. So the Millville Lumberjacks are going to be team number 3 in the league. Team 4 comes from Maryland, and it's called Boonesboro. And so while it's kind of the opposite of Cheapshay, where Cheapshay is kind of like this, Martha's Vineyard kind of high society kind of thing, when I think of Boonesboro, I think of like the Beverly Hillbillies kind of thing. That may not be fair, but that's just what I think of. So that's their little crest. But then I had to think of a nickname for Boonesboro, and I said, you know what? We're going to call them the Boonesboro Critters, because what do they have on the Beverly Hillbillies but a whole bunch of critters? So when you've got critters, they bite. So Boonesboro is actually going to be the host team in this game I've got set up. Team 4 against Team 5. This is Boonesboro against Cheapshay. This is opposites colliding. You got the high society Cheapshay team taking on the critters of Boonesboro. And the stadium that I chose for this is Legends and Heroes Field. And roll to side or die on a foul out on bullet results or dots. Ball carries into the stands instead of being caught. And actually, it came with the name Legends and Heroes from Keith's set, but I said, no, we're not going to keep that name. They are now playing in the Cement Pond. So we are at the Cement Pond for this game between the Boonesboro Critters and the Cheapshay Doors. In fact, and speaking of the Door Rebellion, I think the Cheapshay Doors were kind of rebellious about having to play this game and having to lower themselves into the countrified area of the Cement Pond. So we'll see how the difference in structure works out for both these teams. This is Team 4, Boonesboro, against Team 5, Cheapshay. Let's look at the umpires for today's game. And behind the plate, the crew chief trying to keep everything under control for these warring factions is Professor John Mullen, the Professor John Mullen, and with a name like Professor, could he be anything but respected? So he is respected. At first base is One-Way O'Toole. At second base is McDermott Brown. And patrolling third base is the old guy, Granddad Grower. So they're all set. Let's go through the lineups for today's game. For the starting pitcher, first for the Critters of Boonesboro, we have an appropriate name, Haystacks McDonald. So Haystacks McDonald will be the starter for Boonesboro. And for Cheapshay, it is Bull Zelensky. So he will try to be bullish on the Critters. All right, let's look at the starting lineup. First for the visitors from Chepachet, Rhode Island. Leading off, and he's double active, is Cha-Cha Marrero. He's playing left field. Batting second at third base is Joey Devito. Hitting third in right field is Pop Howard. Batting cleanup in center field is Killer Davis. Batting fifth at first base is Tiny Grosco. Hitting sixth at shortstop is Red Wilson. Oh, wait a minute. I've got the... did I put that right? Yeah, Red Wilson. Actually, I got them backwards. My bad. Merker should have been in front of him. Wilson got up there too far. I'm sorry. Merker is going to bat sixth. Herm Siebert bats seventh. Red Wilson will bat eighth. And the pitcher, Bull Zelensky, will bat ninth. My bad on that. Now for the Critters of Boonesboro. Leading off will be Rabbit Dennison. He is semi-active. The name like Rabbit, I'm surprised he's not fully active, but whatever. All right, Benny Rosen is at third base hitting second. Frenchie Klaus is in left field hitting third. Beef Burjo is in right field hitting cleanup. You don't have to ask where the beef is. There he is. Cobra McKay will strike anytime he can at first base, hitting fifth. Big Joe Kruger will bat sixth and catch. Skeeter Wilson will play second base and hit seventh. And Eddie Risky, he's got risky business. He will bat eighth and play shortstop. So all those festivities are now out of the way. Let's move the field up here so I can get some room to roll the dice. And we're just about ready to go with this ball game from Boonesboro, Maryland, the home of the Critters. We're at the Cement Pond, and we'll be right back with the first pitch. All right, we're ready to go. Cha-Cha Marrero stands in. He's double active. It's a good idea to keep him off the bases if you can. It's a 1-3-6. 1-3-6 ask. Is the pitcher an ace? No, he's not. Is he whiffer or cold? The first game of the season, so I didn't make anybody a cold person. He's not a whiffer. So our first result is an infield drama. First start of their opening day for these teams is infield drama. And on the infield, Rosen is gold, McKay is semi-iron. Everyone else is neutral. All right, so Rosen's gold, everybody else is neutral. Rosen's the third baseman. 1-5. 1-5 says shortstop iron. Nope, shortstop is neutral. Risky, he's neutral. So it's a smooth pickup of a ground out, and there's one away. And they get the speedy Marrero to start the ball game. That'll bring up Joey DeVito. Don't know if he was ever related to Danny DeVito, but we'll find out. 3-3-6, and a 3-3-6 is asking, is the pitcher an ace? Another ace check. He is not an ace. Is he sad sack, utility, or patient? DeVito is none of that, so therefore he will hit a single to center field for the first hit of the ball game, and that result was in red, so we will be going to the experience chart. For Pop Howard's at bat, and you would, obviously with a name like Pop Howard, he's got to be an icon, right? So Pop Howard's an icon. Haystacks McDonald is semi-prospect. So let's see what happens here. 2-5. 2-5 on the experience. 2-5 icon batter. Yes, he is. Pop Howard is an icon batter. Anticipates pitch. Chops single. Pass short. So Pop Howard gets a base hit. Moves DeVito up to second. On the lead die of 2, you get a one base advancement. So 2 on, 1 out for Killer Davis as Chepachet trying to show the Critters what's what here. Here's Killer Davis trying to be a killer right here. 2-5-6. 2-5-6. Is he a struggler? No, not yet. Is he a champion or patient? Killer Davis is neither. So we got infield drama. So we had went from one drama to another. Now we're in the infield again. And again, same situation. This time the first baseman McKay is iron because the side die came the dot. 1-3 on the infield drama. 1-3. Third base iron. No, he's gold. So he's not iron. He won't make an error. It's a routine ground out. And with a lead die of 1, that's a double play. And that's going to end the inning. So it's a 5-4-3 around the horn. Double play. and the Critters get out of it, and they push back the rebellion by Chepachet from scoring. It's Chepachet nothing, and Boonesboro, the Critters, coming to bat. And Bull Zielinski is finishing his warm-up tosses. And the Rabbit Dennison, will lead things off for the Critters. It's 3-5-6. That's the left-right check. Unfortunately for Rabbit, he is a righty, and so is the Bull. So the Bull strikes out the Rabbit, and there's one away. Silly Rabbit. You know, tricks are for kids. All right, here's Benny Rosen. It's a 1-2-5. 1-2-5 is, let's see here, 1-2-5. He's not a struggler. Is Rosen patient? He's got a semi-good eye, but he's not patient. So therefore, it's a ground out to third unless he's a whiffer, which he is not. So it's a ground out to third, handled over there by Devito, and there's two away. And Mr. Rosen is gone. Now here comes Frenchie. Frenchie Claus. Frenchie sounds like he ought to be playing for Chepachet, but oh well. 4-6-6. 4-6-6. 4-6-6 is the Bull Wild. No, he's got semi-control. Is Claus a home run king or slugger? Claus is a semi-slugger. Desired says he's a slugger, so therefore he will strike out. So Frenchie taking the whiff on that one. And the inning's over, so 3 up, 3 down go the Critters. And after one complete, it is no score. And Tiny Grosco will step in, first baseman. Tiny Grosco, 1-4-6 for Grosco. 1-4-6 is, does the pitcher have flash? That's actually the only quality that McDonald has is flash. So yes, he is flash, and it will be a strikeout. However, Grosco does have a semi-good eye, but the desired eye says no, so the strikeout will stand, and Grosco is down on strikes. That'll bring up the catcher, Ed Merker. Ed Merker, the catcher. And we get a 1-2-6, which is asking about freshness. We're in the second inning, so obviously he's fresh. That's a line out to second, and there's two away. And I was asking people on Facebook about how to handle fatigue with this set. And I think the instructions I got was they are fresh through 5 innings and then semi-fresh for another 2. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't know if there's an official proper way to do that, but I mean, back in the old days, those guys used to pitch all the time and they didn't really worry about fatigue. So probably pitch them until they aren't effective anymore, most likely, or they're needing a pinch hitter. So Herm Siebert, second baseman, and that's a 1-1-5. I think that's another freshness check, and it is. That's a pop-up to the infielder of our choice. We'll say he pops it up to the third baseman, Rosen. And 3 up, 3 down go the Chepachet Doors, and they are out of there. So bottom of the second, and where's the beef? Well, the beef is right here, Beef Borgo. Beef Borgo, or Borgo, not sure how it's pronounced. I guess it's up to my interpretation. 4-6-6. Is he wild? No, he's got semi-control. Is he a home run king or slugger? Well, with a name like Beef, he's got to be a slugger, so therefore he's going to strike out. So the beef is out of there. All right, here's Cobra McKay. He'll try to strike up a hit here. 4-4-6. 4-4-6. Is he a star? No, he's a... I'll take it back. He's a semi-star, but desired eye says no. All right, is he sad sack utility or patient? Cobra McKay is patient. Therefore, he was too patient, took a called strike 3. So how about that? 4 strikeouts in 5 batters for Bull Zielinski. He's like a bull in a china shop. Here's Big Joe Kruger. I know you don't mess with Big John. I don't know about Big Joe. 1-5-6. 1-5-6 is blank for the batter. I'm sorry, for the pitcher. Is Big Joe a whiffer? He certainly is. Big Joe is a whiffer. So the Bull has just struck out the side to end the second. In fact, he struck out 5 of the 6 batters he's faced. And we go to the third. No score. Red Wilson, the shortstop, is up, followed by the pitcher, the Bull. So Red Wilson. So how about that? Red Bull. I didn't even notice that. But if you put the 8 and 9 batters together, you get Red Bull. So hopefully they'll give this team a lot of energy. It's a 3-5-6, which again is the left-right split. And Wilson's a righty, and so is Haystacks McDonald, so we got a strikeout. And that's the second time that's come up in the ball game. So for those who say that this game doesn't do enough left-rights, I'll tell you what, if you're not paying attention, it'll hit you. All right, here is the bull, the pitcher, stepping to the plate. 1-1-5. That's a freshness check, which is a pop out to the infielder of our choice. So we'll say he pops it up to the shortstop, Risky. 2 down, and that'll bring up back to the top of the order for Cha-Cha. Cha-Cha Marrero grounded to short his first time up. It's 2-3-4. 2-3-4. There are no runners on base. He's not a hot batter, so he will pop it up to the third baseman, Rosen. And the Doors are gone in the third inning. So bottom of the third we go, and Skeeter Wilson, the name like Skeeter, that sounds like he's from the backwoods, doesn't it? Skeeter Wilson, 5.66. 5.66. Is the pitcher wild? No, he's got semi-control. Does Skeeter Wilson have a good eye? No, he's actually eager. So Skeeter Wilson again will strike out, and that for the bull, that's 7 strikeouts in 8 batters. And now here comes Eddie Risky. I'm sorry, that's 6 strikeouts in 7 batters. My bad. This is batter number 8. But if he strikes out, we'll get 7 out of 8. Anything's liable to happen. Now this will be a 1-2-4, which is a control check, I do believe. And it is a control check. He's got semi-control. Desire Die says no. Is he eager? Risky is not eager, so he will walk. He's not active, so he won't steal, so he will draw a walk. And now with McDonald up, he's going to bunt. The pitcher McDonald's going to bunt. It's a 4. That's a good bunt. So that will move the runner up to second base with 2 outs. And now the Rabbit Dennison, has a chance to drive home the first run of the ball game. And that's a 3-4-4. 3-4-4 for the Rabbit. Is the pitcher a prospect? Bull is neutral, so he's not a prospect. Is the Rabbit patient? The Rabbit is semi-patient. Desire Die says he's patient, so therefore it's another walk. So 2 walks now. Puts runners at first and second with 2 outs. And Benny Rosen. Benny Rosen grounded to third his first time up. One of the few non-strikeout victims. And he rolls a 555. How about that? So all this starting because of some walks. 555, ace or star. But the bull is a semi-star. And Desire Die says he's a star. So it's just going to be a deep fly to right. It would have been a home run otherwise. But the bull says no way. And that's the end of the third. So, Boonesboro, the Critters threaten, but they can't take a bite out of Chepachet. And after 3 complete, we are still scoreless. Top of the fourth, and Joey Devito. Joey Devito at 2.25. 2.25 for Joey Devito. 2.25. Is the pitcher McDonald a star? No. Is Devito a slugger or a sad sack? No, he's actually a scrapper. So therefore, he will get a single to center field. He's not active, so he won't steal, but it will be a 1-out single for Devito. He's 2 for 2. He has singled twice. And now that'll bring up Pop Howard. Pop Howard. It's a 1-1-1 for Pop. Look at that. 1-1-1. Could be bad news for Haystack. He's not an ace. Pop Howard is not a scrapper, so Pop Howard... And he's also, Pop Howard just happens to be a semi-home run king. Pop Howard just planted one over the left field fence here at the cement pond. Splashed down in the little creek back there, or crick. I guess it'd be a crick back there. And the left fielder had a crick in his neck looking at that ball. As Pop deposits one in the over the wall for a 2-run dinger. And Chepachet takes a 2-0 lead. Here's Killer Davis. 1-2-3. That's flash and fresh. Well, we know he's got the flash quality, and he's still fresh, so that is a strikeout. Out number 1 of the fourth. Brings up Tiny Grosco. Grosco at 126. That is a freshness check as well. He's still fresh. It's a line out to second. 2 down. Ed Merker. Ed Merker. 455. 445. 445. Is he a workman? No. Is the batter patient? No, he's semi-eager, is Mr. Merker. He is semi-eager. So, he's going to ground to first. And that's the end of the inning. But, Pop Howard, 2-run dinger. And at the end of 3.5, it's Chepachet 2 and the Boonesboro Critters nothing. So Boonesboro got their work cut out for him here against the Bull, who's been pitching well. It'll be Frenchie Klaus. 2-3-4 for Frenchie. 2-3-4 for Frenchie. No runners are on base. Is he a hot batter? No, he struck out his last time up. He's not a hot batter, so he will pop it up to third. And there's one away. I'll bring up the beef. I know where the beef is. Here's Beef Borjo. And Beef Borjo was a 1-3-5. That is the ballpark check because of the black 1. So the cement pond for a right-handed batter plays normal. Against lefties, it would be semi-small, but against the righties, it's normal. And the roll's a 5-6. 5-6, big ballpark. No, it's not a big ballpark. If it was, outfielder makes grab along fence, fly out otherwise. Otherwise, slugger or home run king wallops home run, others fly out. Well, Beef, he's a slugger, so the Beef just showed him where the Beef was, and he deposited one. A long shot over the left field fence, again splashing down into the creek. And the Critters are on the board, taking a bite out of the Bull. It's now a 2-1 ball game, and here's Cobra McKay, see if he can strike again without striking out. 1-2-4. And the 1-2-4 is a control check, but the side die says the Bull does not have control. Is he eager? No, he's actually patient. So he will walk. So Cobra McKay with a walk. He's not active, so he won't go anywhere. But he will get on base with a walk. It's a 1-out walk. And here comes Big Joe. Big Joe Kruger. Big Joe, 2-3-5. 2-3-5 for Big Joe. Is he wild? No, he's got semi-control. Is Big Joe eager? No, he's not. So he will ground to second because he's not patient. And that is a fielder's choice. 4-6 for out number 2. And that brings up Skeeter Wilson, so it's up to Skeeter to keep the inning going. 3-5-6, that's another 3-5-6. That's the third time that's come up. Righty on righty, that is a strikeout for the Bull. Second time he's benefited from that. And the inning is over. But thanks to the Beef, the Boonesboro Critters get a run on the board, and after 4 complete, it is Chepachet 2 and Boonesboro 1. Okay, top of the 5th, and this is the last inning of full freshness for both pitchers. Herm Siebert will lead things off for Chepachet. And look at this, a 1-1-1. Well, good thing for Haystacks McDonald that Herm Siebert is a scrapper. And a scrapper, in this case, will only get a double. He won't get the home runs. But it is a leadoff double by Herm Siebert. That's the second 1-1-1 roll that has victimized Haystacks. So it's a leadoff double. Brings up Red Wilson, the shortstop. He struck out on a 3-5-6 lefty-righty check his first time up. This time he does a little bit better with 3 5s. That could be a doomsday for Haystacks. He's not an ace or a star. But is Red Wilson a scrapper? He's a semi-scrapper. Desire Die says he's a scrapper, so it's just going to be a looping single instead of a home run, but it will be an RBI single with a lead die of 5 that will score Siebert from second base. And Chepachet now takes a 3-1 lead over the Critters. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Bull Zielinski. He will bunt, sacrifice bunt situation with a runner at first and nobody out. That's a 5, so that's a good bunt. Sacrifice up to second base with 1 out for Cha-Cha Marrero. So Cha-Cha back in the box. That's a 4-5-6. 4-5-6 Blank for the pitcher. Is he patient? Cha-Cha is semi-patient. Desire says he's patient, so we have a walk. So a walk to Cha-Cha puts runners at first and second with one out. And that brings up Joey Devito. See if he can taxi to the batter's box and get a hit. 1-2-4. 1-2-4. Does the pitcher have control? No. Is he eager? Devito is semi-eager. Desire says he's eager, so he will pop to first. And it's 2 away. And that brings up Pop. Pop Howard. He had the big 2-run homer his last time up. 2-4-6. This is control, I do believe, and McDonald does not have it. Is he eager or sad sack? Pop Howard is neither one, so he will walk. So that will load the bases, as McDonald didn't want any part of the pop. But now he's got to deal with Killer Davis with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Killer Davis. And the killer had a bad day. He's grounded into a double play and struck out. So he's looking for atonement here. 1-4-6. He may not get it with that lead die of 1. 1-4-6. Does the pitcher have flash? That's, again, the only characteristic McDonald has is flash. So that's a strikeout because Killer does not have a good eye. So Killer is killing the rallies here for the Chepachet Doors. And they get 1 run across, but that's it. It could have been worse. And at the end of 4.5, it's Chepachet 3 and Boonesboro 1. And now Eddie Risky leads off, and McDonald is set to bat second, so he could be replaced if they get somebody on to try to get some offense. Here's Eddie Risky, 2-6-6, and he is the leadoff batter of the inning, so he will single to center field. And actually now they will let McDonald go ahead and bat because they're going to have him bunt. So he's going to sacrifice bunt. It's a 2. That's a good play. He would have to be active to beat that out. He's not. He's stoic. So it is a sacrifice hit. Moves the runner to second base, Risky. And that brings up the Rabbit, Rabbit Dennison. He struck out and he's walked. Looking to put bat on ball for the first time. 2-2-4. 2-2-4 pitching at home. Nope, we're at the cement pond, and the bull is a visitor in the cement pond. So we skip that. Is the Rabbit slugger? No, he's a scrapper. So the Rabbit will get a base hit, single to right field. Lead die of 2. You have to be an active runner to score from second with a lead die of 2, and Risky. Mr. Risky is semi-stoic, so he will stop at third. Puts runners at the corners. That result was in blue, so we will be going to the right now chart, and the bull, it will now be fully cold because of giving up that hit. And the next batter, Rosen, is going to be neutral. So we got a cold pitcher against a neutral batter. And we get a 4-6. 4-6 on the right now chart. Hot pitcher, no, he's not a hot pitcher. He's a cold pitcher. If he was hot, he would get a strikeout. Otherwise, grounder to pitcher with only play at first base. So that's going to score a run. It's a 1-3 ground out, and that will advance the runners. Dennison goes to second, and Risky will score. So an RBI ground out for Rosen. Cuts the lead to 3-2. Brings up Frenchie Kloss with a runner at second and 2 outs. Base hit could tie the ball game. 1-5-6. 1-5-6. Blank for the pitcher. Is he a whiffer? No, he's not. So we got outfield drama. Our first outfield drama of the ball game. And for Chepachet, Pop Howard is semi-gold. Everybody else is neutral. All right, so Pop Howard in right field will be gold. It's a 5-5. Right fielder iron, no, he's gold. So he will easily handle the flyout to end the inning. And that result was in purple, so in the top of the 6th, we'll go to the chemistry chart. But a run comes in for Boonesboro. And at the end of 5 complete, it is Chepachet 3 and Boonesboro 2. And we'll go to the chemistry chart where both teams have been predisposed to be neutral since it's the first game of the season. I guess I could have made them both harmonious, but I just made them both neutral. All right, here is the chemistry roll for Tiny Grosco. 3-3 on the chemistry roll. 3-3 says pitching team dissonance. No, they're not dissonant. If they were, it'd be a base hit. Otherwise, it's a ground out to first. So Grosco grounds to first. one away for the catcher, Ed Merker. Ed Merker. Merker, a 2-4-5. So let's see what the 2-4-5 does for Haystacks. He's only got the flash quality. It's actually blank for the pitcher. Is he a hero? Ed Merker just happens to be a hero, so he will single to left field. So it's a single to left by Merker. And if I can get you guys' feedback on these videos, just so I can try to improve what I do, let me know if you guys don't mind the book coming up like this and popping out. I can notice it on the camera, it kind of focuses and loses focus and pops back into focus. I'm wondering, would it be better for me just to read the result rather than keep putting the book over here or keep putting the cards up here? Let me know if you like to see all the results in the book and you like to see the cards, or whether you would rather have me just read them off. So just trying to get some feedback to see what people would prefer. All right, here's Herm Siebert. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing unless somebody tells me otherwise. All right, so Herm Siebert, it's a 5.56. Is he an ace? No, he's not. Is Herm Siebert a sad sack? No, he's not. It's a double to right field by Siebert, and that will score Merker. And Chapachet now increases the lead to 4-2, and the bullpen for the Critters is definitely going down there. Here's Red Wilson, shortstop, number 8 hitter, Red Wilson. 2-2-3, 2-2-3. He's not wild. Is he slugger or utility? He is neither one. So that's a single to left field. Single to left field, active runner with steal, but he's not active. And Siebert is semi-stoic, so he will not score. He will simply go to third. So runners are at the corners, and Zielinski, the pitcher, is coming up to bat. So let's see how they're going to play this with one out. They're going to go ahead and let him swing away. And they're going to make a pitching change because McDonald is now semi-struggler after giving up 3 consecutive hits. So that's going to be it for Haystacks. He is gone. And we'll go to the bullpen for the Critters. We'll be right back with a new pitcher. Okay, new pitcher is Knuckleball Doll. He's a semi-star flash with control, but he will be an ace this at bat as well. He's a lefty, so he's also got the lefty-on-lefty matchup. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the pitcher batting, not Cha-Cha. Hold on, Cha-Cha, you don't get to bat yet. It's Bull facing Doll, and he is an ace this at bat. 1-1-3. 1-1-3, ask, is he an ace? There you go. It's a ground out to first. So he saved a base hit that way, potentially. So it's a ground out to first, and with a lead die of 1, that's a double play. So we get a 3-6-3, and that keeps any more runs from coming across and ends the 6th inning. But a run does come across for Chapachet, and after 5.5, it is Chapachet 4 and Boonesboro, the Critters, 2. And the Beef Burjo, is set to lead off the 6th. He homered his last time up. 1-4-5. 1-4-5. Is the pitcher a struggler? No. So he's going to ground to third. And that's one away. One away. And brings up the Cobra, McKay, as the Bull. Not striking out the guys like he did in the first 2 innings, but he's getting the outs, and that's what's important. 1-4-6. 1-4-6. Does he have flash? No, he does not. Is the batter a champion? No, McKay is not a champion, so he will ground to second. And that's 2 away. 2 up, 2 down for Big Joe Kruger. So Big Joe, 4-5-6 for Big Joe. Blank for the pitcher. Is he patient? Big Joe is not patient. So he will fly to center, and that's going to end the bottom of the 6th with nothing doing. And that result was in purple, so we're going to the chemistry chart for the first at bat of the top of the 7th. And Dahl, 2nd inning, he'll stay fresh for 2 innings. So he's still fresh. He only faced 1 batter last time. So he's facing Cha-Cha Marrero. He does have the lefty-on-lefty advantage, if that should happen to come up. 1-5-5. 1-5-5 is blank for the pitcher. Is Cha-Cha home run king? No, he's actually a semi-scrapper. So he will fly out to center for 1 away here in the top of the 7th. And that brings up Joey Devito. Joey Devito, 2 for 3 in this game with a run scored. 1-6-6. 1-6-6 asking if he's a workman, and Dahl is not. Is Devito a whiffer? No, he's not. So he will ground to third. And on the ground to third, and you know what? I think I messed up the Marrero at bat. I think I was supposed to go to the chemistry chart, if I'm not mistaken. And I was. I'm pretty sure I was. So we're going to 86 that, another Get Smart reference. We're going to 86 that Cha-Cha Marrero at bat and go back to the chemistry chart. Get this correct. Both teams are neutral. So this is actually the leadoff bat for Marrero. 1-3, pitching team harmony. Nope, it's going to be a single. So Marrero will actually single rather than fly to center. So something just made me catch that. I don't know why. That result was in blue. That single on that 1-3 is in blue. So we're going to flip right around to the right now chart. And Knuckleball Doll is cold. Devito is neutral. And we get a 1-6. 1-6 on the right now. Hot pitcher. No, he's not a hot pitcher. So it's a clean single past second base. So the first two batters of the inning gotten base hits as Chepachet is looking for more to add to their lead. And that'll bring up Big Pop Howard. He had that big 2-run homer back in the fourth inning. It's a 3-4-5. So 3-4-5. Ask, is it an iron catcher? Kruger is neutral. He's not iron. So, does the batter have a good eye? No. Pop Howard is semi-patient but does not have a good eye, so he will strike out for out number 1. And that result was in blue. So we're going to the right now chart for Killer Davis. We already know Knuckleball Doll is hot. Killer Davis, his last time up bat struck out, so he is cold. So a hot pitcher against a cold batter. And we get a 3-6. Hot pitcher against cold batter. Now let's ask about a cold pitcher. If he was cold, it would be a single. Otherwise, it's a pop out to the catcher, Kruger. And there's 2 away. Brings up the first baseman, Tiny Grosco. Still 2 on and 2 outs. Grosco, a 3-5-5. 3-5-5. Is he a struggler? No. Is the batter a champion? No, he's not. So he's going to ground to second. He's not a whiffer, so it's simply a ground ball to second. And the inning is over. So nothing doing in the top of the 7th for Chepachet. 7th inning stretch. We go to the bottom of the 7th. I'm going to keep it going here. Skeeter Wilson leading things off. Bull Zielinski still semi-fresh for one more inning. 2-3-6. 2-3-6 is that dreaded double control, which he does not have. The pitcher is not batting, so it will be a walk. So Skeeter Wilson will lead off with a walk. And the pitcher, Knuckleball Doll, is scheduled to bat next after Risky. So pinch hitter and bullpen activity going for the Critters. Here's Risky. 2-4-6, that's a control, but this Desire Die says the Bull does not have control. Is he eager or sad sack? No, he's not. That's going to be a walk. So back-to-back walks. Setting up the Critters. And now we'll get a pinch hitter for Knuckleball Doll. We'll go to the bench for a pinch hitter. And the pinch hitter is going to be, let's see who they're going to find here. Probably try to find a lefty. Let's see, they've got some interesting guys on the bench. A lot of guys on the bench, actually. So we're going to go with Barney Rodebacker. Barney Rodebacker. I guess that's how it's pronounced. Barney Rodebacker. So Barney Rodebacker will pinch hit. Let's see how it's Rodebacker. Okay, Rodebacker. So lefty Rodebacker will pinch hit for Knuckleball Doll with 2 on and nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. So bullpen activity going for Chepachet as well, as the Bull may be getting tired. All right, here's Barney Rodebacker. That's a 4-5-6 for Rodebacker. Blank for the pitcher. Is Rodebacker patient? He's got a good eye, but he's not patient. So he will fly to center, and that's 1 away. And again, we're on to the chemistry chart, since that was in purple. So Rabbit Dennison will be batting off the chemistry chart. Both teams, again, neutral. And I just decided not to use any strategy cards in this game, just because. So keeps it fair for both teams. If you're not using for either, it's still fair. 3-5. 3-5 pitching team dissonance. No, they're not dissonant. If they were, it'd be a single. Otherwise, it's a ground out to short. So Rabbit Dennison grounds out. 2 up, 2 down for third baseman Bernie Rosen. So the Bull trying to get through 7, and it looks like he's going to do it. It's 2-4-6 is the control check. He's got semi-control. Desire Dice says he has control. Therefore, it's a ground ball right back to the pitcher. And at the end of 7, score is Chepachet 4, Boonesboro Critters 2. Be right back with a new Boonesboro pitcher. All right, new pitcher on top of the 8th will be Dean Savage. And wouldn't it make sense that a guy named Savage would be playing for the Critters? So he's going to be an ace this at bat. He's a struggler, but he's going to be an ace this first at bat against the catcher Merker. He needs to take advantage of that ace roll if he can find it. 2-3-5. 2-3-5 asks, is he wild? No. Is the batter eager? Merker is semi-eager. Desire Dice says he's eager. So he will single through the shortstop. He's not a whiffer, so that eagerness got him a base hit. So Merker, leadoff single. Brings up Herm Siebert, first baseman, or second baseman rather. And that's a 3-5-6. That's a lefty-righty check. Savage is a righty. Siebert's a righty. That's a strikeout, and I think that's the 4th time that's been checked in this game. So maybe I just have a propensity of rolling 3-5-6s. I don't know, but it certainly comes up enough in this game. Here's Red Wilson. Red Wilson, 2-2-5. 2-2-5. Is he a star? No, he's a struggler. Is he a slugger or a sad sack? Wilson is neither one. So he will single to center. An active runner would steal, but he is stoic. And on that single, the catcher Merker will go to second. So runners at first and second with 1 out. And now we've got a pinch hitter coming up for Chepachet because the pitcher, Bull Zielinski, his day is done. He's done his job. And they're going to look for a pinch hitter. And the pinch hitter is going to be, let's see who they're going to go with here. They've got, like I said, some interesting guys on the bench. They're going to go with Dick Wanamaker. Dick Wanamaker. So Dick Wanamaker is going to pinch hit for the Bull, as the Bull's day is done after 7 innings of solid pitching. And with 2 on and 1 out, Dick Wanamaker stepping up against Savage. Lefty against a righty. So the 3-5-6 won't hurt him if it comes up. 1-2-4 might, though. I don't know. 1-2-4 control. No, he doesn't have control. Is he eager? No, he's actually patient. So he will draw a walk, and that will load the bases. So a pinch hit walk loads the bases. And now that brings up the leadoff hitter Cha-Cha Marrero. So Cha-Cha Marrero is up with the bases loaded and 1 out. Infield looking for the double play. 1-5-5. Is he a home run king? No, he's a semi-scrapper. So he will fly to center, and runners will have to hold on the fly out. So it's not a deep fly. Shallow fly to center. Runners had to hold. Bases remain loaded for Joey Devito. So Devito has a chance. He's 3 for 4 in this game. He has a chance to get a base hit here and break the game wide open. 1-2-3, though, is flash and fresh. Savage is not flash. He is fresh, but he's not flash. So it's a ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. And Savage pitches out of that. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. The score still Chepachet 4 and the Boonesboro Critters 2. But right back with the new Chepachet pitcher. Okay, new pitcher for Chepachet is their closer, Cowboy Keck. So Cowboy Keck is looking to come in and get a 2-inning save. He will be an ace this at-bat against Benny Rosen, third baseman, who's 0 for... I'm sorry, Rosen made the last out, so it's actually going to be Frenchie Klaus. Frenchie Klaus, or Klaus, is 0 for 3. 2-4-4. So 2-4-4. Is he an ace? Yes, he is. It's the first batter for Cowboy Keck. He's an ace. So it's a fly to center. And that came into play pretty nicely. That'll bring up the Beef Borjo. 1 for 3 with that home run. And he might get another one. Look at that. 1-1-1. That's going to do it for the Beef. He is just unloaded. And the Beef, showing him where the Beef is. Unfortunately for the Critters of Boonesboro, that was a solo shot. So it just cuts the lead to 4-3. It did not tie the game, but it is 4-3 now. And Cobra McKay looking to follow up. 2-4-6 is a control check, and Cowboy Keck does have semi-control. Decide or Die says he does. So it is a ground ball back to the pitcher for out number 2. And now we're looking at Big Joe Kruger. Big Joe. 2-5-6 for Big Joe. 2-5-6. The pitcher is a struggler. No, he's not. Is he champion or patient? He is not. So we got infield drama. So an infield drama check. And for Chepachet, in their infield, Merker, the catcher, is iron. Everybody else is neutral. And we got a 6-6 on the infield drama. 6-6 says first baseman goal. No. So bungled play, batter safe at first. So we're going to error on the first baseman, Mr. Grosco. He boots it, E3. And that will put the runner on with 2 outs for Skeeter Wilson. So Cowboy Keck has to get an extra out here. So we got Cowboy facing Skeeter. And we got a 5-6-6. A 5-6-6. 5-6-6. Is he wild? No. Is the batter have a good eye? Skeeter Wilson does not, so he will strike out, and that will end the inning. But Boonesboro, the Critters, get a run thanks to the second home run by the Beef Borjo. And at the end of 8, it's Chepachet 4, Boonesboro 3. That last result was in blue, but we're going to have a pitching change for Boonesboro, and that will override that. So we're right back with a new Boonesboro pitcher. New Boonesboro pitcher is Nelson Dale to come in and pitch the 9th. He has semi-flash and control. He will also be an ace in his first at-bat against Pop Howard. 1-1-6, that's, I believe, a freshness check. And it is, and that's a strikeout. So Nelson Dale comes in and strikes out Pop Howard for out number 1. Brings up Killer Davis. So the Killer is up there 5-6-6. 5-6-6. Is the pitcher wild? No. Is it a good eye? No, it's a strikeout. So another strikeout for Nelson Dale. 2 up, 2 down. Now we're going to the right now chart, and obviously Nelson Dale is red hot. And he'll be pitching to Tiny Grosco. Grosco is going to be neutral from a ground out earlier. So we get a 3-5. 3-5. Hot batter. No, he's not a hot batter. He's neutral. So he will fly to left. And that's going to end the top of the 9th for Chepachet. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Critters. It is Chepachet 4 and Boonesboro 3. And Cowboy Keck back in there looking to try to close this one out. Eddie Risky, the shortstop, will lead things off. He does have a semi-slugger quality, so if he gets into one, we could have a tie ball game. It's a 4-5-6. 4-5-6 is blank for the pitcher. Is he patient? He just so happens that he is patient, so he will walk. And that sets up an interesting scenario because the next batter up is the pitcher, Nelson Dale. And do they want to have him bunt? I think they will. They're going to let Nelson Dale bat, and just because it's a bunt situation anyway, so they're going to go ahead and have him bunt. And the bunt is successful. Sacrifice is good. Moves Risky up to second base into scoring position. Might be looking for a pinch runner because Risky is semi-stoic. Let's see if we can find somebody maybe that's not stoic. They don't really have a whole lot of guys that are active in this set, but if you can keep them from being stoic, that will help. So they're going to bring in Fishing Pole Coleman. He is going to be a pinch runner because he's neutral on his running ability. That takes the stoic away from Risky, who was semi-stoic. So they didn't want to take a chance there. So they're going to have Fishing Pole Coleman. He will come in and pinch run because he's not stoic. So, Rabbit Dennison hitting with 1 out and the pinch runner at second base. So 1-3-5. That's going to be balks and bogeys. When you get a red 1 and a black 5, that is balks and bogeys. So we go to our balks and bogeys chart. Red 1 and black 5. That is balks and bogeys. So we will roll the 2 dice plus the decider, and we get a 5-6. So 5-6 says towering drive down third base line, hits foul pole. Questionable third base umpire doesn't see it, rules foul. Others correctly ruled home run. Well, this could be the difference in the ball game, because if this is a home run, that'll be a walk-off for the Rabbit Dennison, even though he is a scrapper. This makes no notation of being a scrapper or anything. It just says that it would be a home run. So the question is the third base umpire questionable? If the third base umpire is questionable, then he doesn't see it hit the foul pole and it's a foul ball. If he's not questionable, the home run will stand and the Boonesboro Critters will have a walk-off home run. Third base umpire, Granddad Grower, is respected, and granddads have to be respected, don't they? So in that case, Rabbit Dennison has just walked off the Chepachet doors for the Boonesboro Critters with a walk-off home run. And that's the ball game, as Boonesboro, the Critters, get an opening day walk-off victory by the final score of 5-4. Be right back with the totals. Okay, we'll look at the totals. You see the final score, Boonesboro 5 and Chepachet 4. Line score, Boonesboro 5 runs, only 5 hits, but 3 of them were home runs. No errors. They left 7 on base. For Chepachet, 4 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error. They left 11 on base, so a lot of missed opportunities there. Winning pitcher was Nelson Dale, who pitched the top of the 9th to get the win. Loser was Cowboy Keck, who gave up the run in the 8th and the 2-run walk-off homer by Dennison in the 9th. And that is going to do it for the first game of the series for these two teams. Here at the Cement Pond, the Boonesboro Critters. The Critters took a bite. When you got Critters, they bite, and the Critters took a bite out of the high society Chepachet doors, sent them into rebellion again, and the final score again was Boonesboro 5, Chepachet 4. I'm not going to do a lot of videos or anything with this team, with this league. I'm going to play maybe random games here and there, but I did want to introduce the league and show you what kind of players are in the league, in case you're interested in that kind of a fictional set that goes back to the days of yore, rather than the standard Baseball America set that comes out every year, which is also good. But, you know, a little bit different. I always like to try something different, and I certainly had an enjoyable time with this set. A lot of the players, I notice almost every one of the players has got some kind of stoicness to them, so not a lot of speed that I've seen in this set, but there are some good power hitters. Obviously the Beef, the player of the game, was the Beef Borgio. So the Beef, well, actually Dennison got the walk-off home run, but it's kind of hard not to give it to the Beef, since the Beef had the 2 home runs. So Beef Borgio, the player of the game. I mean, I know Dennison hit the walk-off home run, but he really hadn't done anything up to that point. If it wasn't for the Beef, they wouldn't even be in that position. So the Beef, with those 2 solo home runs, kept them in the game and allowed them to get to that point. So my player of the game goes to Beef Borgio for that 2 home run performance. And the Boonesboro Critters knock off the Chepachet Doors in Game 1 of the Century League Century League. That's team number 4, Boonesboro, beating team number 5, Chepachet. And it was a walk-off home run by Dennison. Rabbit Dennison, not known for his power. He's actually a semi-scrapper, or he's actually a full scrapper. But the balks and bogeys throw a little wrinkle into the ointment, and there was no disclaimer about not being a scrapper to get that home run. And fortunately for them, Granddad came through. He was not questionable, so he came through and allowed that home run to stand, and that's the ball game. So hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll be getting back to my 87 Braves replay again, obviously, to keep track of that. Final game of the series against Houston coming up, so I have something on Facebook about that probably tonight. If not, then certainly first thing tomorrow, and this being Sunday the 30th of July. All right, that's it from here. Hope everybody has an enjoyable weekend and an enjoyable time playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And until next time, I will see you all down the road.